What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, this is a long list. Oh, I see why. Okay, here we go. We're coming back to Jinjer. Yes, indeed. Jinjer Fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Okay, it's not like a super long list. I've seen longer, but it's, I don't know, maybe about 20 people or so. Let's see. This is a request from Anton Gallagher Norden, Ghost 500E, Micro Tochetto or Tochetto. Might be Tochetto. Yeah, we'll go with that. Micro Tochetto, Mekika Jonanovich, sure, why not? Skinny Buddha, Extant Sanity, DD, Bada Bing, hey, Bada Bing, the Ida Jahu, sure, why not? Dark Thoughts, Tom Keen, Bernard Kulzer, Sean Bryan, Glanda Z94, Tavern Tech, M. Luxembourg, Shifty76, Mitch T, Shelby Budnugs, yep, Budnugs, Sandra Lopez Costa Ada, CJ Joe, Rodrigo, Bob Miller, Alrika Neshama, Wally the Old Fart, Omer Vandenbelt, Ben, Tim Reason, Shamartube, and Galad Ballcrusher. Woo! They all want to see me react to this song by Jinjer called Teacher. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, I recognize this song, this is that song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Napalm Records, okay? And the video has 305,869 views. It'll get you there. Before we go any further, I do have to give you guys a full disclaimer. I am still fighting off an ear infection, unfortunately. My right ear still hurts, and I have not used all my antibiotics yet. My doctor was very clear, don't put anything in your ear until your antibiotics are gone and it doesn't hurt anymore. So, still hurts, and I haven't used all my antibiotics yet, so unfortunately I cannot use my in-ears, so I have to use these.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah. I mean, look, they're fine headphones. They work just great. I mean, they're gaming headphones. They sound fine. It's just, it's not my in-ears. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound as good. But listen, the show's got to go on, so you do what you got to do, and in this case, I got to use headphones, so I'm going to use headphones. I'm not thrilled about it, but I'm going to do what I got to do. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Jinjer, Teacher, live in Melbourne, Napalm Records. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
This is my duty to set the bound.
face. Rise up, dusty up on the walls. Eyes are needles and stones. Sounds of moving back the back of my head. She put a finger at me and then she said, "Dear Lord, forgive me as I'm slapping this sinful child. By your hand I'm left, so I will show what is wrong and what is right. Choose to love because I am merciful. Won't you knock it all the time? I'll make my Pharaoh will punish you."
Wow. Wow. Okay. The feels in this song. My goodness. You got that 4/4 feel. I mean, okay, we're in 4/4. That we've already established that. We've been in 4/4 this whole time. But the way that they're throwing those sixes into there, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's smooth. Now, let me 1, 2. Now, hold on. Now, wait. Now, maybe I'm counting it wrong. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That actually would make more sense. Okay, so that's the temp. All right, so we actually are going at double the speed than it feels. So they're playing in a halftime feel, but so it feels like this, but it's actually this. That makes sense. Okay. That makes way more sense. Okay, so they're playing with feels within feels. That is nuts. Okay, so they're not playing in straight time. They're playing in a halftime feel, and they're putting those triplets into that halftime feel. That is nuts. You just don't hear bands do that very often. I mean, you hear bands put triplet feels into straight time all the time, no problem. But to play in that halftime feel and then throw those straight time triplet feels into the halftime, that is crazy. I mean, it's not, I mean, I've heard other bands do it, but it's rare. It's rare. Man, that's good. Good stuff. Let's keep going. Oh my God! Going the double time.
Don't let the school make a fool of you because it
Okay, I talked about the feel already. I'm not going to talk about that again. Yes, I am. Good Lord! Switching into that double time feel, back to straight time, back to halftime. They're all over the place with the feel, but they're not switching it so quickly that you get lost. You know, that's something that a number of bands that I've heard over the years that have, you know, tried to be super impressive with their changing in feels. And listen, there's nothing wrong with being ambitious. That's fine, but you gotta play with taste, guys. You have to play with good taste and use common sense. And when you're changing your feel so often that you lose the listener, that's never a good thing. That is not the case here. I will say, when they went from double time back to straight time, that was fine. They stayed in the double time long enough, but when they went from the straight time back to the halftime feel, that did feel a little bit short, but they made up for it by staying in the halftime feel a little bit longer to give everybody a chance to catch up. That's okay. I'm okay with that. That's fine. The musicianship is just amazing from all three of these guys. Guitar, bass, and drums. Very accurate, very clean, very precise. They're just absolutely synchronized in parts, which the unison lines, they need to be. Those syncopated lines where they need to be in sync with each other. It sounds fantastic, super tight. See if I remember her name. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've done Jinjer. What's her name? It starts with a T. Son of a gun. It's Tatiana. I think that's her name. Pretty sure. I think it's Tatiana. Well, I don't know. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, God. Should I look it up? No. I'm going to stick with Tatiana. I'm going to stick with that. I just hope I'm right. And if I'm not, then feel free to crucify me in the comments. Her vocals are amazing, as always. Very diverse. I love the flipping between the grit and growl and the clean. Spending more time on the clean, which I appreciate. I like that. I like the fact that she's spending more time there. Don't get me wrong. Her grit and growl, super impressive. I know that's kind of one of her signature things. It's kind of her calling card, but I love her clean voice. I really do. I like her clean voice better than her grit and growl. I think she's got a very nice, clean voice, and I like hearing it. So I'm glad to see that's kind of being the focus in this song. Let's keep going. Back up a little bit. Fast. There we go.
Your body's screaming to me, throwing shame on my face as I turn away from me, family and disgrace.
Put that in here back in.
Smile to you, 'cause I want you to see.
Nicely done. Really nicely done. Wow, I may have to. Oof. I don't know if I want to make that statement or not. I might though. I just might make the. Let me think. Okay, I gotta think about this. I do. I really have to think about this and give this some thought because I'm contemplating saying something. But if I'm gonna say this, I better make really sure that I want to say it. I don't want to regret saying it later. Let me think about it. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Jinjer with Teacher Teacher. This was a request from Nikika Jovanovic, Skinny Buddha, Extant Sanity, DD, Bada Bing, The Ida Jahu, Dark Thoughts, Tom Keen, Bernard Kulzer, Sean Bryan, Glanda Z94, Tavern Tech, M. Luxembourg, Shifty76, Mitch T, Shelby Bud Nugs, Sandra Lopez Costa Ada, CJ Joe, Rodrigo, Bob Miller, Alrika Neshama, Wally the Old Fart, Omer Vondenbelt, Ben, Tim Reason, Shamar Tube, and Galad Ballcrusher. Okay. I thought about it, and I really needed to make sure that I was thinking clearly. I was being objective, and I needed to make sure that I went in this with a clear head, a clear mind, no emotion, and just really make sure I was positive about my rating and about my thoughts on the song before I said anything. Otherwise, I was just going to be a gushing mess, and I don't want to be a gushing mess. So, after giving it very careful thought and very careful consideration, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 9.3. Yep, you heard me. I didn't stutter. 9.3. That is the score I feel this song deserves. Let me tell you why.
Why?
I just did this exact same thing. I just said this exact same thing I just did with the last Love Bites reaction I did. I just did a reaction to Love Bites with a song called Break the Wall. And I made this exact same statement. And I don't want to sound like all those other reactors out there who, you know, pretend that they love every single thing that they hear. And they always say the exact same thing. This is my new favorite song. They say that about every single song they hear. I don't want to be that guy. But, I gotta be honest at the same time, and I'm gonna go on record right now, and I'm gonna say, out of all of the Jinjer songs that I have heard so far, this is my new favorite, without question. I absolutely loved hearing this song for the first time. This was a great song. The musicianship, top notch from all three members, guitar, bass, and drums. Outstanding work. I never heard anything that sounded out of place. I didn't hear anything that sounded sour. Love seeing the bass player doing a little bit of tapping there toward the end and that little mellower part. That was nice to see. Very tastefully done. Done for tone. Not trying to show off. He was doing that because he was trying to get a specific tone. You'll see. Ask bass players who do tapping, and they'll tell you there is a very specific difference between when the people play with picks, when people play with plucking, and when people play with tapping, and when people play with popping and slapping. It's all gonna get different tones out of the bass. And he was doing the tapping to get a very specific, mellow, full tone that with a very suppressed feel to it. Very nicely done, very tastefully done. Guitar playing, nice job across the board. I didn't hear anything out of place. The drumming, I can't say enough about this drummer. I mean, I know he's jazz trained. It's very obvious he's jazz trained. I love watching him lift. I know that sounds stupid. I know a lot of people who are not drummers are gonna go, what's so impressive about that? Nothing if you're not a drummer, you're not gonna care. But for those of you that are drummers, you know what I'm talking about. When they hit their stick on, it doesn't matter what drum it is, it could be the snare, the toms, whatever, and you see that lift with that bent wrist and then coming down and snapping and cracking it like a whip. You know what I'm talking about. And that comes from what? Jazz training. That is absolutely jazz training. You're not gonna see that in drummers who are not trained in jazz. You're just not. So like you'll see it, like you'll see the drummers are hitting, boom, and they're coming up, and you'll see the wrist leading up, and then it comes down again, wrist leading down to the snap, boom, like that. So hit comes up, and then you'll see the wrist come down first before the stick does. You'll see that happen, and when you see drummers doing that, you can bet 99% of the time they're jazz trained. I love seeing that from this guy. He's a phenomenal drummer. And all three of them together, playing those syncopated parts, playing those breakdowns, playing those subdivisions, playing in unison. I mean, it was so tight, so clean, sounded really good. The song structure on this, I'm gonna get to that at the end. Let's talk about, I believe her name is Tatiana. I believe that's her name. I could be wrong, but if my memory serves correctly, her name's Tatiana. Great job on this song from her. She was putting the grit and growl in there, don't get me wrong. And listen, I know everyone's like impressed with her grit and growl. I am too, don't get me wrong. Her grit and growl does a great job at it. I'm more impressed with her clean vocals. I am. I think her clean vocals too often are overlooked. And she's got a phenomenal clean voice. She can sing clean. She can sing with a certain pure sweetness to it that you just don't see in a lot of vocalists, especially in the rock and metal world. And she has it, and she does a fantastic job of it. As far as showmanship goes, I think she did a great job of leading the crowd, interacting with the crowd, moving around. The two guitar, well, the guitar and bass player, they were both moving around a little bit too. It was good to see. It was a small stage, man. Listen, you do what you can on the stage size that you have. And when you have a smaller stage, you have to understand you're going to be limited. So you have to do what you can to put on a good show. And I thought they all did a fine job. What really did the song for me more than anything else was the songwriting and the arranging on this. The way that they were playing with feels and putting feels within feels. I mean, that is just something you do not see many bands attempt, because it's so easy to come off fake. It's so easy to come off forced more than anything else. It's very easy to come off forced when you're trying to put feels within feels. So what I'm talking about is like when they went to that halftime feel, right? Okay, so the tempo of the song, they were in straight time, would be about here, right? Okay, here they're on this halftime feel, and then they put a triplet feel within that halftime feel. That is not always easy to do, and like I said, you can get lost in it really easy. It can come off fake, more importantly, it can come off forced. And it never did. It felt very natural, very laid back. It felt good, man. It really felt relaxed. And that was a great thing to feel. It was great to hear it. It was great to see it pulled off. Especially the tempo was that. I mean, they were playing those. I mean, they were triplets, but they were playing triplets at the straight time, but putting it into the halftime feel to make it into sextuplets, basically. And it felt fantastic. I absolutely dug it. And they did that through the entire song, throughout. I mean, they had the change feel where they came down. That was nice, bringing the energy level down, bringing it back up again after they were done leading the crowd and having some fun with the crowd. That was nice, well executed. Now, overall, this song was top marks for me. I think this is the best song I've heard from Jinjer. And listen, and like I've always said, the song can be impressive, and I may not necessarily like it, but in this case, not only is I believe the most impressive song I've heard from Jinjer so far, but I will also say that to date, this is my new favorite song by them. It beats Pisces, in my opinion. It beat Perennial. If I remember correctly, I think Perennial was my favorite song up to here, but I think this song beat it. So I'm giving it the 9.3, a score that I believe is well deserved, and that's where we're gonna stay. So 9.3, final score. I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.